we gotta go to Flynn's after this, man.
That's how you want to do an intro.
Go to Flynn's?
Yeah, go to Flynn's.
Yeah, we go to Flynn's. Welcome to the Regime Report. This is Citron.
I am Drew.
And this is Raymond.
And welcome to episode 2 of the Regime Report. Episode 1 will not be available on YouTube, but it will be available on all other streaming platforms. Is that really streaming? You stream podcasts, right?
You stream anything.
There you go.
All right.
So
Yeah, it's been decided.
We could do a live stream.
Well, okay.
But that's not coming up anytime soon.
that sounds crazy.
But at some point.
Live stream?
You could do a live stream.
One day.
So for our first time fans hearing this, we will release an audio version of episode 1 on all platforms, including YouTube. A video version will start from episode 2. So if you're listening to episode 2, you're also going to have the opportunity to watch episode 2. However, episode 1 would just be audio only. That will also be uploaded on all major streaming platforms.
Nice job.
Thank you. But you want to know what else is nice?
What's up?
I'll tell you what else is nice.
Tell 'em.
What's nice is my authentic Jen Barker hoodie. Notice on the elephant right here, right across the chest. Hey, Citron, why don't you tell them what you have right here?
I got that same logo, but on a black shirt. Just like
Nice black shirt.
nice black shirt.
I had the
Where's
same
your
logo
Barker shirt?
right here.
All right.
Secret. I'm like Superman, just right there.
Pull, rip the shirt out, show the Jen Barker
Gotta
logo.
represent. Gotta represent.
Exactly.
Talking about represent. We left off on a good question. Last pod. That's gonna be Sit.
Citron's going to provide his input on Illmatic on the first episode. He needed some time to hear the songs.
I hadn't heard it in a minute.
All right, come on.
And he did it justice.
Powerful.
He even said it though. He even says like, I don't want to disrespect the album and rush into it. He could have said some funny stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Still mad. But
What song you like? I like all of them.
Yeah,
Nah, but
exactly.
he wanted to make sure he heard the album and gave you an honest opinion.
so now we got the honest opinion. We're about to hear it.
Yeah. So as I've said before, I think that the New York State of Mind, definitely, in my opinion, the best track on the entire album. But I can't leave you all with that because that's pretty generic. So my favorite track was Halftime. Just the track placement, I think it did a really, really good job of separating the 3 mainstream songs, I guess, that we all really quote and know of from the rest of the album. I think it was a good segue, a good halfway point. What you thinking?
No, like we talked about before. Like I didn't even realize that was track number 5, the actual halfway point of the album. And like you said, it gave it a different feel. Like it was actually like halftime. It was like intermission,
Yeah,
right?
Yes,
like a
kind
nice little intermission.
Yeah.
But remember how like back in like the older albums, they had like actual like intermission parts to be like a skit or something.
Yeah.
But it was good.
I like that it wasn't a skit.
Yeah, and like it was a straight through, and it still felt like a quick
Yeah.
break. Like it's halftime, which was produced by Large Professor. I know you made a correlation between that and The World Is Yours.
Right. Yeah, I thought there was a little of that sound in Halftime that you heard in The World Is Yours. Just kind of flowed, kind of sounded, I don't want to say similar, but there was a certain vibe to it. So it kind of just segued into the other half of the album.
Was The World Is Yours also produced by a Large Professor?
Pete Rock.
Pete Rock.
That's Pete. Pete Rock is one of my favorite producers. That's how I know. It was produced by Pete Rock. You know what though? Let's fact check it real quick. What's the other ones though? You had Halftime.
Oh yeah,
My favorite was the other 2.
like I said, I want to include New York State of Mind in there. You can't not include it in there. But I always really liked the One Love track with Q2. Really descriptive. I mean, the whole album tells a story. I know that obviously, but just the whole jail. Just the killings, the woman, chilling with people that.
I was trying to hold it. No, we're
No,
rocking
shut
it.
up,
We're
hold it.
rocking it, bro. We're rocking
Yeah,
it.
don't do that.
And then hold up. It was people you saying like.
It was a very descriptive scene about someone taking
Yeah.
her to the dome and all of that stuff.
No, 100%. Jerome's niece?
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh, man.
Oh, why you getting on Jerome's niece like that, bro?
These are real stories, too.
Listen,
Yeah.
wrong place, wrong time.
You got shot.
But in fact, I'm saying very, very
Jerome's
descriptive.
niece.
That's all I'm saying. I appreciate you can visualize everything.
But like we talked about episode 1 with Nas.
Could have caught you mid, but didn't look in the butt, though.
Yeah, like we talked episode 1 with Nas, about Nas, that he's one of the artists that when you close your eyes you could actually visualize what he's talking about.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like Ray put last time. So, no, 100%. One Love is definitely a contender for my top 3. It's not my top 3, but contender. Watch episode 1 if you want to know my top 3.
They'll have to listen to.
I think you have to listen to it.
But it'll be on all platforms. So
We'll figure something out. All right, so today, what's the topic of conversation? Next album we're doing?
So we wanted to cover some iconic hip hop tracks. The first one was Illmatic, and we thought the best one to follow up with was Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt was Jay-Z's debut album. Very iconic, superior hip hop album. Definitely a classic in its own right, and a classic moving forward. So we're all fans of Jay-Z. Tell me your favorite track on the album. And I know there's a lot more tracks than Illmatic, so it's gonna be much harder to kind of cover this. But as we said before, what's the top 3 that you could pick from?
What's it? You said your piece already. You want to?
Yeah, I mean, I could go. I mean, top 3 tracks, gotta be Dead Presidents. Yeah, that's the vibe right there for sure. The Evils, that's cool. Really, really like that track. I mean, Brooklyn's Finest. I know it's, generic, but you got Biggie on the track. I mean, it's, it was a big deal at that time, and just, I think it really set the tone for the rest of that.
I can promise you that is not a generic song. That is awesome.
What I mean generic is just, you ask somebody what songs they like on the album, and everybody's going to talk about it.
Okay.
This is really what I mean.
I'm going to be the outsider in this one. I didn't like that song so much.
No.
You didn't like Brooklyn's Finest?
Like, okay, they both coming hard, and it's Jay-Z and Biggie, right?
They're going back and forth.
Yeah, and they did it. I think it's the production that gets me. I don't know why. It just seems. I don't say like, because I feel like that's really disrespecting the track. Because it's not like I like the beat. I would rap over the beat, but something about it, I'm like, maybe that shouldn't have been an album, like on his debut album.
Okay, so you're thinking. Okay, so you think the instrumental could have been better. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, let's go with that one. Yeah.
Okay.
But even the way it sounds too, it sounds like for us, we like more mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying, but remember, a lot of these people, when they were releasing their music, they just had a demo and then they just put out and created whatever they could have created.
Yeah.
So from that point, it could have a mixtape-esque feel, but production quality was definitely there as well. I think Brooklyn's Finest is an amazing track. I think all the other songs that followed through after that were really good, very introspective songs. The last song on the album, which is Regrets, talking about things that, he pretty much reflected on and was like, oh shit, I might be in a situation I may not ever get out of. It's the song Regrets. Another song that provides a lot of perspective is Can I Live?
Can I Live?
Can I Live is, who said it's, and us being the fans that we are, you did the documentaries and stuff, and he said, when I made that song, I didn't intend for the record to sound the way it actually did. So that was very organic in itself, very honest and very introspective. That album is a very introspective album.
Yeah. No, 100% agree with you on that one. Can I add on that?
No, I mean, I agree too. I think, yeah, for sure. I don't know if there was really a bad track on it, to be honest with you.
There was no bad track.
No bad track.
You know what I mean?
And I don't want, listen, folks, I don't want you to think I'm hating, like, oh, that was garbage and nothing like that. No, it's just, I feel like it could have been better, especially with these two juggernauts of hip hop. I just feel like they could have done so much more with that. And that's what I'm trying to say here. As far as me, I would say Dead Presidents for sure. I'm trying not to cheat. But Dead Presidents for sure.
I'm looking at the track list.
Are you looking at the track list?
Yeah, there's a lot
Like
of tracks, bro. I did not cheat.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not cheating.
Cannot the Hustle.
Yes.
I feel like that's a great way to open up this album,
Very
this
happy.
particular album. Yeah. And then, I really like, I get a front, is Coming of Age. What you can say?
I love that song too.
Oh, no.
That's a
That was gonna be my runner up. That was gonna be my runner up. Cause low key, friend or foe, the way he just delivers it, so nonchalant, so like real old school Jay-Z gangster type stuff. Like,
Part 2. It's a lot better too.
yeah, no,
You know what? That's interesting because last episode we went over New York State of Mind Part 1 and Part 2. But we can actually go over Friend or Foe Part 1 and Part 2.
Well, what's the theme though? Look at that. We're doing it. That's what's up. But yeah, I would say those tracks right there. I mean, and did you give us your 3? Not yet.
I don't think I gave the top 3, but
Let's
I
go.
did give 2 songs that I really liked a lot. Can I Live, Can't Knock the Hustle, and Bring It On.
Choose that. Give me a little piece of it, bro. I'm trying to remember
The
it.
rhythms of the young Bobby De Niro,
Oh.
Spanish rhythms in the whip with the road crime organized like the Pharaoh.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said "Bring It On,"
Don't tell me you thought of the cheerleader. Come on.
what? No.
Relax.
I thought about "Put It On" by Big L. Put it on, Bill. I just
Go with Big L on-
that's what my mind went.
episode 1?
No, that's what my mind went. But no, okay, no, I got you. No, that's solid. Like Sid said, yo, there's kind of no wrong answer when it comes to this album. I feel
Yes.
both
We're
albums.
gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I want to change the songs up. I got Dead Presidents, The Evils.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna pick another song nobody would expect. Psych. Picking every song. There we go.
Oh, okay.
You cheesed out. Cheesed out. Oh man.
All right.
And I know. Okay, so going on, I know you didn't want to go like compare the albums track for track, and we're not gonna do that. However, there's a couple of things I want to like. Both intro albums to the albums, Illmatic and Reasonable Doubt. I like Reasonable Doubt's better. I think Pain in the Ass painted a good picture, gave it a good theme, right? It was like, all right, this is gonna be some like Carlitos Way, gangsta stuff, big Scarface, right? Big man, you wanna make some big bucks? Yeah, man.
Yeah, and so for people listening, Pain in the Ass is he's an actual person who
Yeah.
does these impersonations, and that is the person in the beginning of the album who is pretty much impersonating. I think it was a scene from Scarface, right?
Scarface.
And while you're hearing him, pretty much reenact this scene that was from Scarface, you hear like a heartbeat in the beginning of the album, which is pretty much just showing this person kind of going through these these dire situations. These anything can go wrong, and when anything could go wrong and you're nervous, your heart is racing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it segues into the track "Can't Knock the Hustle."
And I think that's the perfect like segue, right? Whereas Illmatic, I really wish he would have done a better intro. The intro was probably the only thing I wasn't feeling about the album. It was okay, but comparing the two,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
it just
Because it's not an actual song.
yeah, exactly.
It's an actual one, just a
Felt like,
regular
I
intro.
feel like you really didn't know exactly where it was going from the jump.
Exactly.
Whereas like Reasonable Doubt, it's it's kind of feel good vibe, and then it jumps right into Jay just kind of snapping, and then you got Mary on the track. It's just it's very put together, really, really well.
Now both of their second, of course, that's the intro. Can't Knock the Hustle, but Nas' second album and the second track, yeah, New York State Mind.
Yeah.
That's like again. Now you're here. Like, I feel like that should have been his opening, or something close to that to segue into New York.
Maybe like kept the intro a little shorter, maybe.
Yeah.
Just like half of
because
what
I think
was,
it
and
was,
then
it was Jungle in there, right?
Yeah.
His brother Jungle.
It was I thought that was AZ. I didn't know.
AZ. It was AZ in there. I think, and
It was AZ and Nas,
and Jungle. I think.
for what that album was, I understand what you're comparing, but I still think it was a perfect intro to an artist that was at the time relatively underground, and at the same time, he had a buzz, and people just wanted to know what he was about. So pretty much, I'm talking about Illmatic. He's, you got the guy who is saying, you sitting around doing this shit, you should be out earning a medal for this shit. So he's like, oh, you got to step up, you got to, put yourself out there. In a sense, that's what he did, because that album was pretty much, a reflection of where he came from.
Yeah.
And then in the track himself, he said, at the end, you're still doing this without a record deal. So that proves how much music really means to him in that, in that light. But I do understand what you're trying to say from Can't Knock the Hustle, because from what that album was, it was pretty much a hustler trying to get out the game. Between Illmatic and Can't Knock the Hustle, you have somebody who's kind of speaking about his environment, his neighborhood, and Can't Knock the Hustle, in Reasonable Doubt, is about a grown adult pretty much trying to escape his environment as well. Yeah.
Like I said, from a different perspective.
Yeah.
The drug dealer perspective, where Nas was
Exactly.
just he was a street kid.
He's street kid, definitely. Yep.
I see, man. I see.
So those are the two very differences between those albums, which does make it hard for anyone to say, "Oh, I think this one is better than that one." You really can't.
It's hard to
Those-
compare.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Different times.
Those replay values, you'll never get tired of those songs.
So, again, I'm gonna say if I had to pick one, I'm leaning towards Nas.
Can't knock those. Oh man.
Oh no! Pardon me.
For the
I'm talking about-
intros. For the intros.
Oh no! Yeah, Can't Knock the overall, but Can't Knock the also for sure. I'm leaning towards that one, and yeah, Jay-Z had some great tracks on that, bro.
Because my pops knew exactly what he did when he made me.
Try to get it. Try to get it. What?
I think Jay did like same thing with track placement, right? Just first 3 songs. You got the intro song, gets you going, and then he does it on his own. Politic as usual, which is
Politic as usual.
not a bad track. It's a dope track,
Yeah.
but it's the type of thing where if he gets on that track and he misses for whatever reason, the audience is kind of like, he got Biggie on that track right after. You know what I mean? And then it's segue into the Dead President. So I think the layout really helped Jay a lot too. But he had more time, I would say, to like really look back at what could work and what wouldn't work. I just think there was better production.
Do you think any skippables on that one?
Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't.
I can't think of anything worth skipping, or that I could kind of just pass up and click for the next track.
Not maybe listen and then fade out and skip. But
One thing I did like about that album was the samples that they used. I actually looked for the original songs, and those songs are like really like iconic. So for Politics as Usual, Stylistics, the sample used for that, she hear the original, then hear Politics as Usual. They're like, damn, this is pretty cool. Same thing for Dead Presidents, The Evils. The Evils was, in essence, it was a gospel record when you kind of hear the chords. But then he's talking about the destruction that's in his environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got Project from Mobb Deep on that too as a sample,
Yeah,
right?
he sampled him, yep.
Yeah. That's another thing. Them two clashing.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, we'll do beef stuff later, I think.
I mean, that Presidents has Nas that sample. They eventually had beef. And,
Yeah. But I think that's
the thing that was kind of behind them. But
one of the most epic beefs.
very epic.
Yeah.
Very epic.
Just like look at us just comparing those two right now. Those two artists, these two artists. And again, people I'm gonna take it way back, right? Stay with me. Equals like Pac and Biggie, right? They had they were friends at one point, and then they got into their situation. Now, who knows what actually happened, that he gets it up or not, and Tupac gets it up or not. It is what it is, like, I don't know. But I feel like when you compare that beef to Nas and Jay-Z, Nas and Jay-Z was more for the like soul hip hop, where Biggie and Pac, it was obviously it was more just like personal, real life, street stuff. You get me?
I mean, I think both of them were very. Both of them were very iconic and well documented. You had, Biggie was from the East Coast and Pac, who originally was from New York, but was representing the West Coast because he was with Death Row Records. That really kind of caused some type of division between people on this side and people on that side. When it comes to Jay and Nas, those guys are from New York. You could argue that shit was regional, but those guys were superior artists that it did mean a lot, and it still means a lot because hip hop is a competitive sport. But if I'm following this right, do you think? Okay, so you're saying that Jay and Nas, when they had their beef, that was more hip hop driven,
Yeah.
and the Tupac, the Biggie stuff wasn't really more hip hop driven. It was more like they really had like real issues.
They had issues where, like when you fighting with your mans, you know what I'm saying? Like you have an argument, and sometimes I guess like too deep. Like, you know what, we're not gonna talk. Like, I say my piece, you should say your piece, but we have no comment. Like, we're not gonna talk. And
Like, okay, like a fractured friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
And like it's not mendable.
Yeah, Pod made Hit 'Em Up, Big made Who Shot Ya, and that's where it kind of ended, right? There was no.
So,
Look,
Citron, do you believe that Who Shot Ya was actually directed to Pac? Because I know the song that he actually went at Pac for, and apparently it wasn't Who Shot Ya.
it was something else, right?
Yeah, it was.
I had heard that too.
It was a Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh.
You caught him with it was subliminal shit.
I thought the other one was directed at him a little bit too.
Well, Who Shot Ya?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It
I don't
was
think
it was
that-
extremely subliminal. Like,
Yeah.
it was the mystery. Like,
Yeah.
is that really?
But I thought it was just kind of like understood, like that was kind of the start. No.
Did Pac get that straight or not?
Because that was the story. The
Yeah.
story was Who Shot Ya wasn't really at him, but people were like, no, he knows who shot me.
Yeah.
So, and they were like, oh, that's fucked up.
But-
But then on Biggie's second album, Long Kiss Goodnight, he drops the subliminal, and that was supposed to be directly at Pac. But what was weird was Pac already passed away, so he could have just pulled that. Could have pulled that out.
Diddy did it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right. So like I said, you have maybe what, 1, 2 disses, right? 3 disses.
Yeah.
Where the Nas and Jay-Z, we had, I think it was like 5 or 6 in total, or I think 7. But every track that was put out was something. You get me? That's why I feel like it was more. Even though Jay-Z came with real personal stuff, super ugly. Yeah.
Well, there's a specific track, and I feel like they were coming at Nas, and that's the track Is That Your Chick? Is That Your Bitch? That was on Jay's album.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was one with Memphis Bleak also.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but when you know like the context, like how everything was, played out, you're like, oh, that was probably part of the beef, and nobody really knew that shit.
That could be a nice little subliminal. But look, you have that. You have Made You Look, right?
I don't think that's a diss record too. I think that was just a regular hip hop, right?
I know. I think that again. See me. I think that was like the finish off, like the final blade. Because Ether was it. Once he dropped Ether, it was done. But Made You Look was like the victory lap. I would say.
victory lap.
That's how I saw it. Could be wrong.
Okay.
I'm listening.
All right.
It's my opinion.
Well, I saw it as, just a hip hop track, somebody, talking this shit. I didn't think that was like a shot at anybody. I thought it was just a regular hip hop record. Personally, that's what I thought Made You Look was.
That's fair. I mean, I could see it both ways. I like my story better. I like my
And I
side
feel
better.
like they kept putting subliminal stuff
Yeah.
on all the records, not just the ones that get drawn to you. I mean, there's got to be stuff and other stuff maybe I just missed or something, but I'm sure it didn't just stop there. They're probably digging at each other all the time.
Yeah. But no, I think that's why I say I think them going at it was very beneficial
Yeah.
for hip hop,
Yeah.
right? For music. Again,
Well, but
you want to get people to get stupid, get out of hand, like when it comes to like any type of beef or back and forth, and keep it bars, which I think they did for the most part.
since we're talking about hip hop beef, I think the competitive nature and it is very important. And the reason why it's important is because it sells. It sells. Now think about it like this: there were other genres of music in which they kind of have this artist against this artist. And there's no real beef, but it's like you could kind of sell more records out.
Yeah.
That does happen. That does happen. Now in hip hop, that shit could ruin your fucking career. And then next thing you know, you're like, damn, this guy doesn't want to work with this person. And that shit is upsetting.
There's been a bunch of examples like that.
Yeah. Yes. But I feel like with hip hop, competitive nature is awesome. It's a little bit tricky because some people don't want to really kind of mess it up for others.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they might mess it up for themselves by going against a particular artist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's politics everywhere,
Yeah.
right? In the music industry. But I don't know, I think with hip hop, and I guess just hip hop, it has a lot of bravado, right? That you can't be punk in that. You can't be no like dunce. You have to always come with something hard, hold your own
shit all the time.
And,
Yeah, never catch you slipping. Yeah, absolutely.
there was certain rules at a time, at least at this time, right? And I don't want to sound like the old head in the room, but that changed. Like somewhere along the line that changed. Like,
At what point did you feel that it changed?
oh man, I have a crazy. That's a good. No, I like it. I like it. We're gonna do it. There was a shift in hip hop. My shift was what I think the shift was when 50 Cent came out. Mind you, at the time, I'm an 8th grader, right? I was raised Wu-Tang, Tribe Called Quest, all old school cats, Nas, Jay. So here 50 Cent, not saying it was bad, because that's one of my favorite albums is Get Rich or Die Trying. But I knew, I was like, oh, this is about to be a cash grab. Like, it's about to be just a money-making machine. And me, at 8th grader, already saying, like, this is going to really, like, impact hip-hop, and it did. Because after that album, it became about numbers. It wasn't really about numbers, or at least people weren't seeing it like that. Obviously, they're trying to make money, right? But they weren't seeing it as, like, oh, did you go down to triple platinum? Did you go, what's your numbers looking like first week? I didn't hear that talk until after Get Rich or Die Trying. Now, I'm not saying that was a quote-unquote downfall of hip-hop, but that was definitely a major change, which I saw. And I felt like that was it.
Okay. The fact of the matter is 50's Get Rich or Die Trying album was most likely the highest selling debut from a hip hop artist ever. I don't think it's gonna be surpassed at this point, especially how the streaming platforms are and everything. But 50 Cent was the last to actually reach that level. The only one before him was Snoop Dogg with his debut album, and that was about I think it was 800,000 copies or something like that. There could have been a chance that people were focusing on those numbers. You just didn't realize that happened.
Yeah,
There was a small jam. I thought he was gonna talk about him beefing with everybody because that's how he made his name.
Oh no, that's before
in the hip hop industry.
That's before Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when
Rob came out.
Thank you, How to Rob. Again. That's why he's a smart dude, bro. Like I give
he got everybody's
I
attention.
give so much credit to 50
Everybody.
because he knows what he's doing. He plays the whole game like chess.
Yeah.
Right? Even with Dre, and he shows them that love and that respect because they put him on. But he plays he, in my opinion, surpassed them when it comes to what he does outside of music.
Well, yeah, because you all seen what he did outside of music.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he used it to his advantage.
Marketing genius. Dude, do you remember when he had his own energy drink? It's called Street King.